How's it, folks? There are two pieces of Dying Light 2 news that I wanted to speak about, and as usual, there will be chapter marks in the video if you wish to jump around. Unfortunately, I'm a bit late for the first batch of news as I was quite sick last week and let's just say I was struggling to breathe. So recording or filming was a tad bit difficult, but I just want to give a brief overview of what was the one from last week, which is basically Techland trying to introduce another new currency in the form of something called D-Old points, or I'm assuming Dying Light points, which will be a in-game option to buy outfit bundles and whatnot using real world money. They do say that it might be cheaper than how it is at the moment, and I'm assuming that they are doing this to avoid paying the 30% tax for that Steam takes and whatnot. However, industry standard and pretty much every other game that does something like this, it's basically a predatory tactic. I know some people are going to be saying it's optional and Dying Light 1 had so many bundles, but I'm worried about how it's going to be implemented. I'll hold my opinion for now and wait until you see how they implement it, but I'm a little bit skeptical at the moment. So for those of you who want a bit more clarification, it's pretty much like instead of buying the DLC on the Steam store page for the outfit bundle or whatnot, you buy a bunch of points, whatever they choose to call it, and then you use those points to buy the bundles. But what is quite often the case is that a bundle would be priced at something like, I don't know, $8, let's say $8. And then they only give you options to buy points in $5 or $10. So you have to buy more points than what you're going to actually spend. And the points by themselves are useless. So it forces you to spend more than what you actually need, which I don't know if they're going to implement it like that, but that's the way it's pretty much been done across the board in other games, especially free-to-play titles, which I hope they don't do for this one. And if you can buy the exact amount needed for a pack, then it's pretty much exactly the same as what's already available. So I'm not quite sure why they would spend time, effort, and money to get the system up and running. The only guess is that they're trying to avoid paying the tax that Steam or Epic or Microsoft or Sony or whatnot takes for buying from their stores, but I don't know, so I'll probably stop waffling on about that and just wait to see how they implement it, because apparently it is coming in their upcoming patch whenever that is due. But the next point to bring up is something called community ideas, which they're advertising as make your mark in Dying Light 2. Our community means a whole lot to us. We want you at the forefront of our decisions and to shape the future of the Dying Light franchise. This is why back in June we launched the beta for the community ideas section on Pilgrim Outpost. Since then, we've received thousands of your suggestions, letting us know what new features, mechanics, weapons, and more you want to see in Dying Light 2 Stay Human. Today, we are revealing the first wave of those ideas to kick off the community vote, and that's only the beginning. We will be regularly updating the catalog with new entries. The 10 highest rated ideas at the end of each month will be sent to our developers for review. Anyone with a Pilgrim Outpost account can vote. We cannot wait to start implementing your suggestions. And then there's a link I'll post in the description that you can follow down below. And then they also mentioned be sure to check our community maps. Every Wednesday, our developers spotlight one custom map that was created by you, the community. It's the least we can do to honor our ambitious architects. So if you wish to load up a community map in the game but are not sure which one, head back to Pilgrim Outpost for a developer recommendation. Although they don't mention when it will be available for console players, but I assume it's soon. So here's what the community page looks like. How it works: submit, share it to hype it up and have a chance to see it in game. So only 10 each month will be, or the top 10 each month will be sent to developers, and those developers will either say it's possible or impossible. And then here's what we're looking at the moment. There's a bunch that I've gone through pretty much what's available at the moment, and there's a whole bunch that have pretty much been requested since the beginning of the game. Like having the option to change the key binding for expert grappling hook or hardy in the paraglider or text chat in co-op. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that's been around for a while. But there's also some things that I'm hoping we can also use this to bring attention to some things we don't like to the developers. Like, for instance, the really overdone bloom and lens flare and where it like blinds you. I really, really hope they give us a graphics option where we can turn that down. Something that, bit of a pet peeve of mine. Hopefully we can help let the developers know about some things that we're not really a fan of. Like, for instance, capping the legend points to 20,000 per night, or the bonus legend points, which, now that I think about them, they might have done to add booster packs or time saver packs for DL points, which I hope is not the case. But if you guys want to vote and try and bring certain topics or ideas to the developers' eyes, then this is a way that you can do so. That's more public than the questionnaires and surveys that we've been asked to fill in after pretty much every major update. Let's just quickly go through the FAQ for the community ideas. What is it? It's a subpage on Pilgrim Outpost dedicated to our fans. Since the launch of Dying Light 2 Stay Human, we've been flooded by the community with several fan-requested features and other ideas that they would like to see added to the game. We want our players at the forefront of everything. It is what we do at Techland. This is why we're giving them the ability to make those wishes a reality by allowing the best and most suitable ideas to find their way into the game. How can I submit my ideas? There's an option of submit idea at the bottom of the page. What happens with my idea after I submit it? After submitting, check back to the website regularly to see if it made it to voting. There we store our newest entries so that they can be voted on by the community. Some submissions will not get published if they don't meet the moderation criteria. If they do meet all the requirements, you should expect them to be listed. How can I vote? Create a Pilgrim Outpost account and upvote however many submissions you like. You can also downvote ideas if you believe they don't fit well with the overall Dying Light 2 Stay Human vision, though they won't alter the most popular ranking. The top 10 suggestions will move on to the in review on the last Thursday of each month. Will my ideas get added to the game? Not every idea is going to be added to the game. Only the ones that successfully make it through the whole process will be implemented. This process consists of 4 stages: community vote, developer review, approval, and development. How can I ensure that my idea gets more upvotes? Encourage people to vote on your idea so that it cracks the topmost. Okay, so it's just that popular thing. My idea made it to approval or in development. When will I see it get implemented into the game? Not all ideas are equal. In game development, things are always in flux, not to mention some concepts are far more ambitious than others. For that reason, we can't specify set dates. But once an idea has made it to in development, you can be sure we are doing everything in our power to implement it. When will I see my idea implemented into the game? Everything hinges on the idea itself. First, it has to place in the top 10 of the most popular list in voting by the last Thursday of a given month. Then it will be reviewed by our developers to assess its scope, or if it fits within the overall direction of Dying Light. We will regularly let you know which ideas have been chosen by systematically updating the approved and in development sections. And then it just goes through the different process. So there's moderation, voting, in review, approved or rejected, in development, and then implemented. How will I know if my idea got approved or rejected? You'll be able to track the status of your ideas through your email that was linked to your Pilgrim Outpost account. We will be sending notifications to anyone who submits an idea. Who will review my idea? Our developers, designers, programs, franchise directors, and others. What if someone copies my idea? As a video game studio, we understand what goes into the creative process and that 2 or more people will often come up with the same or similar ideas. This does not necessarily mean that someone has copied a concept. Remember that submitting ideas is only one part of getting your idea pushed through. Sharing it around with other people allows it to gain more traction. It's also good practice to check out voting and rejected sections to get a good grasp on what types get approved and which ones don't. Why is my idea not in the in review slot but a similar one is? Upvotes are as important as the idea itself. Since we've received thousands of suggestions, we will prioritize the ideas that get the most upvotes to filter the demands better and wants of our community. Will I get compensated? No. Why is my submitted idea missing from the list? Submissions not listed in voting were rejected or did not meet the moderation criteria. What are the moderation criteria? Each submission will go through moderation to see if it meets the necessary criteria before it can be catalogued on the page. Entries cannot contain anything that is unlawful, torturous, fraudulent, deceptive, obscene, sexually explicit, defamatory, violent, threatening, harassing, and abusive, falsely representative, or invasive of someone else's privacy. Your idea must not include any content that infringes any third-party IP or otherwise violates third-party rights. Additionally, only one idea can be listed per submission. All entry positions, e.g. title, subtitle, description, etc., must be filled out properly. The contents of a given idea cannot be vague, unclear, irreverent, or include links. Finally, all entries must be filled out in English. Any other language used will be immediately flagged. Why can I only submit ideas in English? Because it's currently in beta, which doesn't support any other language. I want to change my idea. Can I edit my submissions? You cannot edit your idea. Once an idea has been submitted, it cannot be changed. So how does this make you feel, folks? Let me know in the comment section down below. Otherwise, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care and cheers for now.